So we come to find out that the Yuri we all thought we were seeing in last week's episode of Welcome to the Ballroom, it wasn't entirely Yuri bait. Now, obviously, Chinatsu's probably not going to return the feelings, but it's pretty apparent that Akira, she cares too much for Chinatsu. Like, Akira, she's too clingy. Like, she is someone that wants Senpai to notice her to a very, very high level. Like, a very extreme level. And in this case, I don't think Akira herself is probably even aware that she probably has feelings even beyond friendship, but it's very apparent that there is some form of love going on there. But let's point out something now. It's obvious that there's some jealousy. She is very, 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 very jealous of Tata right now. She's extremely jealous because, number one, Chinatsu is looking at Tata. She's not really looking at Akira anymore, and so she is getting jealous, she's getting worked up, and majority of the episode is spent on that, this entire theme of Akira, you know, showcasing that, why she acts like she does, why she treats Chinatsu like she does, and also, it shows that she just wants Senpai to basically notice her. That's really what it all boils down to. Senpai, please notice me, I have feelings for you. That's the best way to summarize this episode, especially for that moment, because that's exactly what Akira wants. She wants Chinatsu to look at her, to notice her, notice for what she does or what she's capable of, and that's basically what it's about. But anyways, though, getting off of that, let's talk about something. Let's talk about the release schedule from yesterday. So, as you can see, it is Sunday, and it's probably going to be around maybe 6 or 7 my time when you guys finally have this uploaded, and I'm just going to say right now, I was wanting to get this out early yesterday, but the thing is it took forever for it to come out, and I'm like, I was just, like, waiting for it all day, and I was like, you know what, no, I'm not waiting, screw it, I'm just gonna work on, you know, Ruby, I'm gonna work on Dragon Ball Super, and I'm like, why? So, yeah, I don't know why it was so delayed yesterday. I'm just going to assume, take an educated guess and assume that it was anime strike, because they are very, very known for their delays and, you know, having a messed up schedule. Like when it says it's going to come out at like 12 o'clock or whatever, usually it could come out around maybe 3 o'clock in the day or something. So I don't know. I mean, when it comes to anime strike, we don't really have a set schedule in them because they can't really stay that consistent all the time. So yeah, I want to assume it was Anime Strike. Now, if it wasn't, then please let me know in the comments below. Anyways, though, that's why the review was delayed, is because the entirety of the episode is just pushed back so far into the day. I just didn't feel like, you know, actually watching it, because I already had other videos uploaded or uploading, and I was just like, I'll wait till tomorrow. So anyways, getting into the core content, though, of this episode, I want to talk about something that many made sure I was aware of after finishing this episode. I was told on social media, and I was told on YouTube, since, you know, the episode came out, like, late last night, there's been a lot of time for people to be able to discuss the episode. In this case, many have made sure I was very aware of some of the things that were cut out from this episode, and it makes me actually need to discuss these certain things. So, I've been told that there is a lot of scenes being cut out recently for this series, especially when it comes to the comedy segments. Now, normally in anime or manga or whatever, when comedy's cut out, I could kind of understand. I can let that slide overall. But for what I'm being told is, there's some comedy segments being cut out from these latest episodes that give some good characterization to some of our characters, especially Kugimiya, you know, our main antagonist of this arc, basically. The one that is standing up and trying to rival, you know, Chinatsu and, you know, Tatra. You know, Kugimiya, he is someone that's been built up for a while, and his overall personality, if you're like an anime only such as myself, he looks like a typical, like, rival antagonist and all that, you know, is that big head honcho main guy, you know, Tatra has to take down at the end of an arc. That's what he looks like. He looks like a stereotypical, you know, antagonist. But in this case, many have told me, especially yesterday and today, that there's been a lot of scenes cut out with him that actually give him a little bit more depth, and also let us know that he is not all about just being a rival. There actually is some lighthearted moments with him, and also moments to where it shows that he's actually kind of pals with Tatra. So I don't know how to feel about that. For what I'm being told is some of these scenes are being cut out, which, you know, kind of removes this character from what he really is, and I can see why many might be upset about it. I definitely could see why, because, I mean, if this character had a certain personality or certain trait about him, and it was completely cut off, and then, you know, anime only's got an improper, like, look at him and didn't really understand his character, I can understand why people would be upset. So, I just want to point that out. I hear you loud and clear, and I hear that. It's kind of sad that that's being cut out, but I'm glad to know, at the very least, that he is a little bit different compared to what I have seen thus far. It makes it a little bit more fascinating, actually, now knowing those details. Now, speaking of the anime and how it's being handled, now, I don't know if this is true or not, okay? I don't know if this is true, so if it is, it is. If it's not, it's not. I'm just going by word of mouth of what I have heard on social media, so take this with a grain of salt, because I don't know if it's accurate, and if it is, you know, please confirm in the comments below. I really would appreciate it. But basically, from what I am hearing is that Welcome to the Ballroom, the ending is not going to be canon. Like, it's supposed to... the mangaka is actually going to be writing it or giving details of how it should end, but the ending of the anime is not going to necessarily be in the manga, because the manga is going to, you know, not be written for a while, because apparently the writer is taking a break, and so the anime is being forced to go a little bit ahead of the manga and go its own anime original route. That's what I am been hearing. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. If it is, like I said, please confirm in the comments below, but it's kind of worrisome, but at the same time, though, as long as the writer is overlooking it, supervising it, and giving proper details of how the writer wanted to handle the upcoming events, then I think it'll be a-okay. There'll probably be a little bit of differences here and there, but I feel like it'll be a-okay, but it could possibly hamper the ability of maybe ever getting a Season 2 if we really are that close to the manga. If we're about to catch up and all that, and, you know, we're about to surpass the manga, that's kind of saddening. So I just want to point that out if you had no idea. That's what I was told. Now, like I said, I don't know if that's accurate, but that's just what I have been hearing recently. So, anyways, though, let's talk about the comedy segments, and also just the smiles and all of that throughout this episode. So, number one, this episode was really funny. It was a really funny episode. Now, comedy is subjective, so obviously not everybody's going to like this episode. That's what I always say. And so if you hate this episode, you didn't like the comedy, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Nobody else can really help you, because it really just comes down to your personal taste of what you like and what makes you laugh. So, personally to me, this episode was extremely funny. I thought it was just hilarious when you saw Akira basically is like, "Senpai, notice me!" And then eventually when she jumped in between Tatra and Chinatsu's conversation, she was like right between them, and she was just like looking all worried and like she wanted to cling, and all of a sudden Chinatsu looks at her and you see this death stare. I was just laughing. That was an extremely good moment. But then when all that was done, they had a banana and they just were eating a banana on the side of the screen. I'm like, this is glorious. This is just straight up glorious. This is some quality stuff I am witnessing right now. Seeing Chinatsu and Akira, they're just sitting there eating a banana and ignoring what's going on with Tatra as he's getting his muscles literally freaking ripped or stretched. It's a really gruesome scene, but it's just funny seeing how they reacted to the entire scene. They were just zoning off with just, you know, eating a banana. And then we have the other scene with, Mikey, or Mike, or whatever, Mike's family. I'm probably misremembering his name, so forgive me. But basically, Akira's partner, we get to see his family, and we get to see his daughter, which was just, oh my... Like I said on my Twitter, okay, this is exactly what I said on my Twitter. Kill it before it breeds. Kill it before it breeds. Because, oh my, that girl. Like, okay, I know beauty is subjective, but man, oh man, oh man. Like, that face. Like, that looks like a war face. That looks like someone that has seen death itself and walked into the valley of hell. That's what that face looks like to me. And I'm like, oh my god, like, this girl. And so, just seeing the way the daughter looked and all that, I'm like, this is creepy. It's just the way Tatra's looking at her, he's just like, he just didn't know what to do. And then she got embarrassed. That's actually what made the scene a little bit funnier, is that with this creepy and serious face, she just like does this, and she gets all embarrassed and scared. I was like, that's pretty cute. I gotta admit, regardless of how she needs to kind of be put down in certain ways, it was very cute. So, yeah, I'll give that scene that. Anyways, moving past that segment, let's talk about the stretching of the muscles. So, we all have heard that you should stretch. Before you do a workout or whatever, or before you get into anything serious or whatever, like labor or whatever, you should probably stretch your muscles. And this is something you probably heard for a very long time. I mean, I know I have. I mean, when I went to school, when, you know, I did work around the house or anything, basically I've always been told, like, hey, you need to stretch your muscles and all that because, you know, it'll help you out. You'll be able to perform a little bit better. And that's what we see going on. However, the stretching of muscles and all of that, or the massaging muscles or whatever, was extremely gruesome. I'm gonna say that scene kind of creeped me out a little bit, because, like, look, that stuff doesn't kind of gross me out. I'm kind of, I'm fine with that. It's kind of creepy just seeing how the image was done. You just see, like, the muscles just, like, ripping apart or whatever, and you just see, like, the inner, like, I don't know, just, it's disgusting looking. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, it was really disturbing and all that, and I'm like, oh, when you see this man's muscles just getting, like, ripped apart and all that, I'm like, that has to hurt so bad, because, just when you see that image, it hurts me. It legit hurt me, and I know probably what's going on here. What's happening is that Kyoto, he's trying to kind of separate the muscles to where he can be a little bit more flexible and move faster at a different pace, and that's what he was doing at the end of the episode. He was moving a little bit differently, which weirded him out, but I feel like something like this is actually going to be beneficial for him, because if he actually does this, it shows what his capabilities, his potential is. If he does stretch and massage his muscles or whatever, he'll be able to do something like this. So, I think it was a good thing overall. But it could harm him at the beginning part of it, because, I mean, he's not really used to how his body feels right now after what, Kyoto did to him at the end of the episode. Speaking of at the end of the episode, that cliffhanger, what? This is literally like the 4th series this week that's giving me a cliffhanger that just makes me want to scream, because I love anime. Yeah, all of you know. I mean, I wouldn't be here on YouTube if I didn't love anime. I love talking about anime, and if there is one thing I despise more than anything, not just anime, just manga in general as well, and anime, I hate cliffhangers. I legit hate cliffhangers, because you know for a fact you want to know what happens, and you can't. Like, sometimes if you're reading manga, you can't see what's going to happen next, because obviously there's no more content. You just get forced to wait. I just hate that. I really hate that feeling, and I hate cliffhangers, but at the same time, they're there for a reason to kind of make it to where you want to see next week, so it's understandable. It really bugs me. It really, really bugs me, but I want to end it there. Episode overall, it's a very simplistic episode. I don't think it's anything amazing. It had its funny moments, and it had its great moments and all that was set up and stuff, but that's basically it. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe, and if you like this video, please leave a like, and if you don't like me, leave a dislike. I mean, everybody has a right. If you don't like me, you don't like me. So, I love you guys. Please be safe. Chibi out.